Good morning, friends. This is Keelan Morrissey with a new episode of Unskripted. It is a beautifully snowy day here in St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm on my way to go pick up some brunch right now. Hope everyone is doing well, having a good morning or evening, depending on where you are in the world. I am thinking that today, for this episode, we will be discussing how to tell unique stories using pre-existing characters that are, sort of part of a mythos that has existed for a while. So, what does that mean? For me, that means my DC Comics fan films is the first example that comes to mind. I am tapping into a mythology of characters that has existed longer than I have and has been around for generations before me and will be around generations after me. And what's interesting about that is that as a fan and a fan film creator, I am actually faced with the same dilemma as a lot of the big Hollywood directors who are tasked with doing this same thing. You have to take a character that has existed and a world that has existed for a long time. I don't know how that happened. That's never happened before. Okay. I'm gonna try to hook this back up there. Okay, sorry about that, folks. That was very unusual. So, as I was saying, creators of all levels who are not, creating their own completely original fictional worlds, which I have done, and most creators, most directors, and most writers will do at some point, is, use entirely their own properties. But if you're not doing that, how do you establish your own identity? How do you put your own stamp on something that already has this whole mythology to it, this whole history of legendary stories? And so, to my fellow Zack Snyder fans out there, or really just anybody in the comic book community, you've probably seen the new pictures of Joker from the Snyder Cut, from Zack Snyder's Justice League, debuting on HBO Max March 18th. And, number one, it's a new look for the Joker. But what's really cool about it is not just that it's a new look, but that it's a whole new take on the character in a sense, because if you read that article where the pictures were first revealed, the opening line absolutely captivated me. It said, "What does a prophet of chaos do in a world where disorder is the new standard?" And I thought that was incredible, because Joker is a character who relies on order. He relies on order so he can disrupt it. He relies on a sense of normality and everything being in a certain way, because he likes to come in and wreck that and cause pandemonium. And so what does that Joker do in this world that is now ravaged by Darkseid, that is completely in chaos? What does he do? He no longer stands out. And so that's why in those images of Joker, he looks so desolate and sad, and his smile is gone. And that, to me, is a great example. Even though that's just going to be one scene, that's not like the whole movie or anything. That is a great example of how to tell a new story with a character that's been around for ages. And so, you have to take that character out of their element. You have to do something new. You don't have to fundamentally change the character. You don't have to suddenly say that Joker is completely different. It's like, okay, I don't know, what am I saying? You don't have to say that Joker, you don't have to change his character traits necessarily. You don't have to change who he is. You can keep the core aspects of Joker as a character stay true, but you can tell a fresh story and that story, the environment you put him in, the circumstances that you put him in, will change his character to a degree. Because anyone who lives through different things is going to be changed. And so, that's a lot of what Zack Snyder did with Batman v Superman. People had they took issue with the fact that Superman wasn't this bright, optimistic symbol of hope. But in truth, what Zack Snyder did in BVS was show us Superman in a real world, in our modern world, in a world where not everybody accepts him, not everybody thinks he's amazing, not everybody, not everybody loves Superman. Because in the real world, if an alien came down from the skies, or if this savior figure came down from the heavens, like, you think he's just going to be instantly accepted? Not a chance. There's going to be such division. There's going to be, you're going to have the camps of people who do worship him. You're going to have the camps of people who want to destroy him, like Batman. You're going to have, those who want to take him and study him and analyze him. You're going to have people who think that he means the apocalypse is coming. There's such a wide range of humans in our world. And so you take Superman out of this world where everyone, except for supervillains, loves him. Put him in a world where, he's hated by many. He's faced with the dilemma of, how can I not save everyone? There's people out there who do see me as a prophet, who see me as a savior, as a messiah. What do I do when I can't be there for everyone? How do I balance my own life? How do I balance my love life with this enormous responsibility, this enormous weight on my shoulders? And so, to me, that is BVS is a fantastic example, also by Zack Snyder, of course, of taking a character in a new direction while still, staying true to that character. So that is, I guess, the bottom line here, for me. Like, as I'm creating fan films, I don't want to change the characters to the point where they're no longer the characters, because then I might as well just create my own independent properties. But I want to take them in new directions that are unpredictable. I want to put them in new environments. I want to put them in places where, there's going to be some controversy. The viewers hopefully will, it'll spark a conversation. I think that's the best art does that. Zack's films start controversy because you have some people who say this is not the character I grew up with, and then you have some people who say this is the truest version of the character. This is the definitive, this is Superman. This is Batman. This is the Joker. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what's cool about it, is if you're just regurgitating the same plot, and I'm using superhero movies as the example because that's just what I do and what I love, but if you are regurgitating the same old stories over and over again, hero gets powers, villain also gets powers, hero fights villain, hero wins, like, if that's just every movie, then the story just gets so stagnant. And for generations, there's a lot of comics that have been the same story over and over again, but there's a lot of comics that have really challenged that. Comics that have challenged the paradigm of superhero stories and taken their characters in an entirely new direction. And there's been movies that have done that, because for a while it was cool just to see a superhero film. It was cool to see Superman or Batman or Wonder Woman or Spider-Man on the big screen. Like, just, it didn't matter what the story was. It was cool to see, high-level special effects being used for a character that previously we'd only seen in illustrations. But now, superhero movies are the norm. They are the leading genre in American film right now. And so I hope that, each year more and more, creators try to propel that genre forward. I hope that, we get more films by Zack Snyder. I hope we get more directors like Zack Snyder who want to do something new, whether it's something comical like Deadpool or Ragnarok, whether it's something aesthetically unique, like Into the Spider-Verse, or whether it's something that's storytelling-wise never before seen, like Zack's films. I just hope we get more of that. And so as a creator, I feel it's my job to produce what I want to see. You know, I've always said, tell the stories or write the stories that you want to read, you know, create the world you want to see. And so in my own work, in my superhero films, I hope to establish that uniqueness, put my own identity on it, put my own brand on it. And I feel that I've done that in the past because I've been making DC fan films since 2014. I've been doing this for 7 years. And granted, many of them are so bad you couldn't even consider them films. But I have been telling my own stories and putting my own spins on these things. But now that I have, you know, better technology, better equipment, and better skills than ever before, because when you do anything for 7 years, you're bound to get a little bit better at it. Now that I have that, I feel even more of a responsibility. Oh, and now that my audience is growing a little bit, and I'm actually really trying to grow my audience, I feel more of a responsibility to not just give people the same stale old stories. I feel a responsibility to take these characters in a new direction, to tap into this mythology, respect their origins, respect where they came from, but put my own spin on it, and, you know, create something unique, take them out of their element, do something cool. And so right now with, you know, I just dropped a Superman film, a Crypto film. This month I'm dropping a Batman film and an Aquaman film. And, you know, I feel already that there's a lot that's unique about those films. I mean, the whole storyline right now with Superman and Brainiac, if you're following that, is unique. This new Batman film I'm doing puts Batman out of his element to a degree. So I hope that you enjoy those, and I hope you see what I'm trying to do with those. But also at this moment, I am kind of establishing a little bit of a typical comic book world. You know, I'm kind of trying to replicate the traditional DC Comics vibe right now, and then my plan is just to shake it up and to do some unpredictable stuff, and to, you know, okay, we've got all the heroes, we've got the Justice League, everything's kind of lining up, and then bam, crazy stuff happens. So that's really exciting. I'm very excited to see what this year of superhero stories holds. Well, I have just arrived at my girlfriend's house because she shipped my Valentine's Day gift here, so I'm gonna go pick that up. It is a giant Yahtzee. She already told me. It is a giant Yahtzee called Yardsy. Big dice, big scoreboards. So I can't wait. That's gonna be incredible. And I'm also gonna pop in and say hi to her lizard, who was who played the villain in the Crypto movie. So check that out if you haven't. Whew, thank you all for watching so much. I appreciate it. Everyone, please have a wonderful day or morning or evening, depending on where you are in the world. This has been Keelan Morrissey with Unskripted. Check out my upcoming films, my old films, and all that stuff. Subscribe. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. Peace out, guys.